Hi, everybody. This is Angela, and I live in Highland Park, Michigan. I have been following you all now for about 3 days. I think I started on Wednesday, and I got the information from Keija when she did something earlier. I think on Tuesday she did some kind of kicking it with Keija or something. So she talked about the initiative, and so I signed on, and I'm glad I was able to join and catch up, and here I am trying to catch up for day 4 for the video that was requested that we upload. So hopefully I'm not too long-winded, so that's what I'm hoping. But I'm gonna try to get to the 5 genius areas that I shared with the group. We're gardening. I've been gardening for about 10 years now. I have a home garden. I used to run a community garden around the corner from where I live, and then I also run the garden program at my daughter's elementary school. But I've also been, I've taught basic garden classes and container garden classes. So it is definitely something I enjoy doing, and I would do for free, and I have done for free a lot of volunteer work. I also have been dancing for about 40 years now. And I've done every style of dance except for tap dancing. But I've performed, and I've also been a teacher of dance. And another interest area, a genius area for me, is photography. I've never done it as a business or made money from it, but it truly is something that I enjoy doing, and I'm actually in the process of learning more about the craft, so that I can turn it into a business, because it truly has been something that I have loved to do probably since I was a teenager, and I just want to really explore the option of turning it into a business. I have some ideas around photography that have been kind of like hidden inside, and I need to go ahead and just try to make it happen. And then I also love researching. So anything I want to know about, I try to do some research on it. And I also, enjoy learning about new places, and have been doing genealogy research for a long time. So I have interest in people putting together like the puzzle of their life. So that's one of the things I would like to maybe explore a little bit more. And I was born in Puerto Rico, and I've lived in Detroit most of my life. And so I call myself Detroit Boricua. And so I have a strong interest in anything that's dealing with Afro, Latinidad. Um, and because that is my life, I feel like that's who I am. And then what do people request from you? For the most part, is advice on gardening, where to take dance classes, and I've often had people ask me if I was teaching classes anywhere, doing tours. I love taking people around Detroit, and like I mentioned, exploring other areas of Michigan. So I've had people ask me about doing tours, taking pictures at events or at special occasions, and where places to go to where they can walk or run. Another interest area of mine that I kind of had to let go a little bit of, but I'm returning to my passions. And I often get asked about proofreading documents, because I'm for some reason I can pick up, usually spelling errors and grammatical errors, and also information on estate planning, because I just finished a journey with my grandmother, who passed away in January. I was her conservator, her guardian, her caregiver. So I learned a lot through that process. So people ask me questions. I also share a lot of information. I always feel like, I don't know, I always have this feeling like education is free, but I know that in this realm, we're trying to switch that mindset of, yes, education is free, but what you know is valuable. So I have to consider that too. What lights me up? Well, I love to teach others, and I love showing people new things, and enjoy taking pictures, and I feel good when I help someone. And those are the things that my husband was just peeking in on me. Anyway, so those are the things that light me up. I've always been naturally like just a helpful person, and I also, love to, just do things for others. It makes me feel good. So those are the things that light me up. And as far as where the business that I want to focus on would fit in the four money quadrants, I am focusing in more so on the photography and dance, and possibly a separation of the two, but a combination of the two. I've always had this vision of being able to photograph dancers in Detroit, out in Detroit, like in the city, as well as doing performances and as well as doing in studio photography. So that's like where my mind is, because that's my interest area. So I would say that for doing photography, period, I think it definitely would fall in the relationship quad, because whenever you take pictures of people, with their families or at events, those relationships get stronger. I mean, it's an experience. I guess that's what I want to say. It's an experience, and whenever you have an experience, it solidifies relationships. And then, of course, I think it would fit in wealth if I'm taking pictures of dancers who maybe will get booked for performances or for other, opportunities. It might help in them earning more of an income as well. So that's where I think they fit. I mean, health, of course, they're already hopefully healthy because they're dancers and they, eat well and all that, to keep their bodies in a certain shape. But so hopefully that's already there. And I'm not sure if it would fit in spirituality in any way, except for maybe if I do liturgical dance in churches or in other places where there's dance for worship, that could tie in that sense. So that's my video feed for yesterday, Thursday, which is going to be uploaded today on Friday, and then I'll catch up with Fridays in a minute. All right, thanks.